Witcher Blood Origin, the finale, and we start off with Princess Merwin and she has a new outfit on, and oh boy does that look cheap. Just try not to laugh, and what is the point of the armour anyway? Her whole face is exposed, her neck is exposed, her armour has a big gap in the belly, she has no protection on her upper arms or above her boots, and that's all academic anyway, as the armour also appears to be made of plastic. Just look at this powerful woman, who looks like she got her armour from a Spirit Halloween. This surely has to be a joke.
You serious?
This show went out on Netflix. Netflix is the largest video streaming service in the world. This is the network that put out The Punisher just a few years ago, and now we get Witcher Blood Origin. Netflix's share price is also now roughly half of what it was a year ago. A coincidence, I'm sure, and I've just been watching so much garbage from these networks. I've actually been watching Original Scooby-Doo as a palate cleanser, and I didn't even like that show very much as a child. It always seemed very tame to me when I was younger, and I always wanted something with more giant robots and explosions. But for now, I just needed something to watch that wasn't complete cancer. Empress Merwin is going to try and conquer new worlds, apparently using Eredin and 6 guys. 6 guys! Are you serious? But we've already seen what's through those portals. A giant flying beastie with laser vision that vaporises elves with a glance came through that portal. And you're going to send the leader of your armed forces with 6 guys. Who's going to command the army at home while he's gone? But it's actually not that silly. It's a lesser known fact that during World War II, the Allies actually sent both FDR and Churchill on the Dieppe raid into occupied Europe. FDR in his wheelchair and Churchill in a wetsuit looking like a manatee with a bayonet clutched between his teeth. They stormed the beach with 6 guys, and of course they didn't. Of course none of that's true, because it'd be really, really stupid. I suppose it did happen in medieval times. Kings would lead their armies to war, and they would do that because trusting someone else to be the head of your army was quite a good way to be replaced by the person who's now head of the army and has all the military power. And in this story, that's exactly what happens. In truth, the Elven society doesn't make much sense at all. So the Empress and Eredin trust Lenny Henry to open a portal for them, and Eredin is planning to use Lenny Henry's assistant as a hostage. He says that he will keep Fenric in his blade's shadow, and he says this 55 seconds into the episode.
Watch Valor as you would a viper at your feet.
I'll keep Fenric in my blade's shadow.
So Eredin and his group go through the portal, and Eredin immediately forgets about Fenric. He forgets about the hostage he was supposed to be keeping, and the hostage that was his only leverage to keep Lenny Henry honest. He forgets about her at 1 minute 45 into the show, and that's under a minute. It takes him 50 seconds to forget the one thing that was going to keep him alive and safe. Are you serious? Sweet mother of mercy, this show is stupid. It's actually insulting how stupid this show is. Lenny Henry has taken their group to the dark planet where the Fey spirit he's been plotting with is. Lenny Henry then sacrifices Fenric to the spirit for power, and because Eredin wandered off, he's now too far away to do anything about it. Fenric is Lenny's deaf body positivity sign language using assistant that hasn't assisted him once in the entire series. She did even less than Brother Death. She did nothing, but Lenny loves her for reasons that are never explained in the show and happen off camera, so I hope that clears that up. Then Lenny betrays Eredin and sends him and the 6 soldiers through a portal to somewhere random, where Eredin finds a skull in the dirt, and that's the new origin story of the Wild Hunt. Now Lenny says he's going to take what he always deserved. everything. Then the opening credits roll, and that's altogether too much nonsense for before the credits have even rolled. Meanwhile, the Lark's army has just walked right into Sintra, unchallenged through the main gate. The guards then let Cien and Fiol right into the Empress's throne room. Cien is still pretending Fiol is a prisoner, and they just walk right in. The Empress immediately goes back on her deal with Cien, which is very silly. The Empress will need help again in the future, and if word gets out of what she's done, nobody will ever trust her again. She just did that in front of 4 guards, who are probably now wondering when the Empress is going to betray them. Any leader necessarily needs people that are loyal around them, and what she's just done does not inspire loyalty.
Stop it. Get some help.
The Empress made a deal with this woman. The woman delivered on her side of the deal, and now the Empress is going to execute her for it. You see, in comparison, the Empress's plastic armour doesn't look quite so silly now, does it?
A dwarf.
Could you make me a cup of tea, please, Stephanie?